My final presentation is on the 2013 Mini Indy, which is a 3-day event that is put on by both SkyWest and the City of St. George to raise money for the United Way Dixie. My story on the Mini Indy will be relevant and timely because it will be the Mini Indy is actually held during the month that our final project is due. According to miniindy.org, the event has actually raised over $1 million since its first race in 2000. This is of great importance to the general public because all the proceeds generated by this 3-day event, which feature a golf tournament and a mini IndyCar race, will go to the United Way Dixie. And the United Way Dixie actually funds special programs such as Big Brothers Big Sisters and the Doctors Volunteer Clinic. Now, my story is timely because it is the ideal time to talk about this story, right before the event hits, to create awareness about this event. It gives us plenty of time to create this awareness and obtain sponsors for this event. It's attainable because the time frame for this event fits right into the time frame of our final project. We will have it ready to go right before the event is ready to take place March 20th through the 22nd of this next year. It is something that I, having lived in the community of St. George, really knew nothing about, so I can kind of gather, and especially as you'll see on the next frame, that people are not aware of this event, and it is a great event that we need to create more awareness for. Now, there will be a little bit of competition. It's going to be different from other stories, though, because those stories have merely focused on the results of the race. I've found press releases from SkyWest and just stories based upon the results of the race. Rather, my story will be a little bit broader and more in-depth view of this mini Indy. I want to talk to some of the people about where the money goes, what specifically it is used for, and how it helps and benefits locals, and why local businesses should be involved in an event such as this. It will also be different because I haven't found anything anywhere that has multimedia elements or multifaceted purposes such as mine to cover both the event and the people that it is targeting to help. This will really be a lot different, and I believe that will be the difference between me and the competition. Now, my target audience will be specifically Utah residents. As you can see by this little Google Trends that we learned how to do in our class, the term Mini Indy is non-existent when you search it in Utah. It is not trending anywhere, nor does the website really get too many hits. miniindy.org, where it talks about the organization and the fundraiser and what their goal is. The very first year that they ran this Mini Indy, they had about 13 cars, and last year they had around 30 cars running in the Mini Indy. And I think it's a big event that needs to gather more interest in Utah. That's why I'm specifically going to target Utah residents, because it's in their own backyard and it will help them specifically. There's going to be several different perspectives. The first one is the general public perspective on this issue. It's non-existent. They're not really aware of this type of event, nor what it goes towards. And then you've got SkyWest perspective on the issue. It is a huge fundraising event, but there needs to be much more awareness about this event and what they are able to accomplish through through this fundraiser and how many people they are able to help. I feel that if more people knew the benefits, they would be able to draw more mini IndyCar cars to race at the race and more people participating in the golf tournament. My first interview will be Cheryl Egan. She works at SkyWest and is in charge of the general race information as well as information about the golf tournament. She'll be able to share with the audience this credible information about basically the event in general. We'll be able to talk about what the events are, what kind of sponsorship opportunities there are, and what the community can do to get involved in such a tournament. I will also interview Rebecca Pechtel, who is in charge of donations over at United Way Dixie, talk about more specifically where the money is heading and who it will affect here in southern Utah and who it will help, what programs it will go towards. Visuals, I'm going to start with this story of how the Mini Indie first started. The idea, the concept, how they were able to bring it from just the idea concept and then put it together, and obviously run it successfully for the last 12 years because they have raised in total $1 million since the first year it was ran in 2000. I will then have video interviews with those two sources talking about what they have to do to make it run smoothly, how money is raised for this event, what it gets used for, and then towards the end I will use video or sound bites of the actual race and golf tournament, and then the United Way Dixie in action. I will reach my target audience by using the following distribution channels. I will promote it on my website's Facebook page, Twitter, Facebook accounts, and by mobilizing my actual web page where the story will appear. I'm also going to try to cross-promote my story with SkyWest and the City of St. George, try and do a little cross-advertising for them if they will promote the story. Obviously, they're going to want to promote the story because it's going to benefit them and get their name out there. As long as I can get on their websites and cross-promote, it's going to benefit all parties involved, and it's going to create more awareness for this great event. This story will be timely and will be available to a multitude of different Utah residents to gain awareness for this yearly event. That way, more people will continue to participate, and who knows, maybe they'll be able to get $1 million in one event, or get more mini Indy cars. I know the more money they raise, the better, and the better off our community is, and that way they can touch the lives of more people who are in need.